So this is actually going to be part 7, 8, and 9 of Let's Read Online and different online reading resources. Part of the reason I'm partnering these together is because they're all very similar. I'm going to look at Explora, which is powered by EBSCOhost, WorldBook Kids, and WorldBook Student, which are obviously powered by WorldBook. They're all available to Ohio educators for free through InfOhio. If you're out of state, then you might consider checking with resources available at your district and state level and or your public library. So I'm going to go to infohio.org, click on grades K to 5, and I'm going to go to Explora for grades pre-K to 5. So think of this like the beginning introduction to a database research, which is a great thing to expose students to in the grades K through, or grades 3 through 5. It's picture friendly, so I can definitely search up here, or I can go down here and click on a topic, social studies. Maybe I want to learn about citizenship. And then from there, all it's doing is a search for the word citizenship, but the pictures do help students. There's a lot going on here. This does look a little bit more like a traditional database, but just to show you some of the different options that you have is down the side, you can limit your search. You can search by lexile, which can greatly help, especially for the elementary level when you need to limit the lexile. So I just set mine to 401 to 700. You always want full text selected, otherwise you're just getting the abstract. And then when you look under the text, you have a couple of different options. You have save PDF to cloud, which you can always do, the PDF full text, and the HTML full text. If I click on the PDF full text, you're going to see that it is an article snapped directly from some type of magazine. This one happens to come from Junior Scholastic. If you click back and with the HTML full text, you're going to notice that they've removed all the images, but now the benefit of the HTML full text is you get read aloud built right into the article. So if you highlight, click play, you can play the article. You can change to a couple different accents, volume, settings, whether or not the text highlights, enhanced text visibility, and so on and so forth. And then you also have the ability to download an MP3. So if you click download MP3, it's actually going to make an MP3 file of this article for you so that you could share that with students. You notice on the right, you have to actually click into an article. You always have two options at the top. You can post this article directly to Google Classroom, and you can post this article, you can save this article directly to your Google Drive. Sometimes your brain can go awry trying to remember what article you found. So saving it, you can also do that in the PDF full text. You'll notice that the tools are over here to save, post to Google Classroom, save to Google Drive. One other option if you're really heavy into research, so I didn't always have to post things or have students save them a bunch of different places. It was really easy for them to access. I had them click sign in and then sign into EBSCOhost with Google. So if they sign in EBSCOhost with Google, then they can take and save their articles right in EBSCOhost. So in that case, they would just sign in with Google. So you'll notice I'm signed in here. I can take and put this article in my folder, and I can sort my folder that way. So that can cause your Google Drive to be less messy, keeping all your articles, especially if you're using them a lot, directly in EBSCOhost. So that's EBSCOhost or Explora. Closing out of Explora and going into World Book Kids. It's definitely going to look very different, but a lot of the same tools. So this is going to be more encyclopedia. You're going to get less articles that are actually expressing an opinion or an author's point of view. This is going to be a little bit more factual. The world of animals and compare places are pretty cool. You can select 2 continents and compare them and see different stats about them. You can view articles. If you view an article, you have the read aloud built in, just like you did in Explora. And then if you go over to tools, you have the save. The save will allow you to save to Google Drive, and you have the share, which will allow you to share to Google Classroom. You can have it translated. So if I could translate this text, it is just using a Google Translate, so it's not going to be perfect, but you can help some students who may be struggling. You'll notice it's translated right in there. And then if I close out of that article, then it's there. You have read aloud settings. You can choose the speed for read aloud. So the same, pretty much the same tools, just this is a little bit more of an encyclopedia than Explora is. So that is World Book Kids. And then if I close out of World Book Kids and I go into World Book Student, World Book Student is a little bit more intermediate middle school looking. Works the same way. You search for your topic here. You'll just notice that it's not as picture-like. If I browse by subject, I can select my subject over here. Europe, people. I get all my articles about people. When I go into an article, if I highlight text, I still get the read aloud. I can come up and click the gear, and here's where I have my save, PDF, Google Drive, OneDrive, my share to email, to Google Classroom, print, citation, translation, text size, the view, how I want to look at it. And I can also look at related things that they have to offer that might help me find more information. And I can go to my menu and look up, see some of the different tools that are available there as well. So it works very similar to World Book Kids once you're in it. It just has a little bit more of an upper grade feel to it. The 360s that they'll have at the bottom are oftentimes pretty cool. There's some good primary source videos or interviews that you might show students as well. I also like the current events behind the headlines. So if I click here, I can see in a newspaper format, complete with images, a news story related to this one, related to Alabama's 200th birthday. So how do we add these to Clever? If you want students to bypass going to InfOhio, then finding World Book Kids or World Book Student or Explora, you're going to do the same thing for all three. You're going to go to Explora, you're going to open up InfOhio. Instead of clicking on Explore, you're going to click on the little I here. And if you click this LMS direct link, you're going to copy this link and open up Clever. Make sure you're on your teacher resource page that's shared with all your students, and you're going to click link. You're going to paste that link, type the name. To get a picture, I actually suggest just going back to InfOhio and right-clicking on this little icon here and save image as, and you'll get the exact picture that they use in InfOhio, so it's not confusing for students. So you would then just upload that. So I'm going to get into that. And add link. And you would follow suit for your other two as well. So in here, for World Book Kids, you click on the little I. The LMS direct link is what you're going to copy and paste into Clever. And then here's your image to post into Clever as well. Going back, you'll notice same thing for World Book Student. Here's your link, here's your image. You would still add link and put your link, your name, and upload your image. And that's tips 7, 8, and 9 all from InfOhio.